Oh Libra, welcome to your shadow season, baby. Happy Spring Equinox. Welcome to the real start of 2025. But not only is this your shadow season, but your ruling planet Venus is retrograde in your shadow. So this is a huge reevaluation of self. This is a period of attracting in things, places, experiences, interactions that are going to remind you of who you are. But not just who you are in love, who you are in business, who you are in relationship, how and who do you want to be? Who do you want to Are you showing up how you want to show up? Is it giving what it's supposed to give? Go grab your shit. We got stuff to talk about. What's up, Libra? It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2025. Hydrate, light it if you need it. Actually, it's a prebiotic soda. Calm down. It's not a real soda. You can chase it with a little water if you want. Anyway. It may be a lot. I think for some of you, there could be just like a tiny little baby identity crisis that like reveals itself. And it's not even just like an identity crisis. I feel like there's a reconfiguring of who you are. You know, Venus is love and art and money and beauty and all that stuff and symmetry. But the function of Venus is attraction. Venus attracts in. And when she's retrograde, she can often attract in things that you don't want as a way of solidifying what your standard is. There could just be something here around, there's like a new standard, or there's a new way you want to show up. 1:11 on the clock, there's a reset around self-love, around the relationships that you're in, a new phase, a new cycle. There also could be like some aggression that gets, you know, a little razzle dazzle of aggression or assertion that gets sprinkled on things. So you need to really watch yourself, like watch your mouth, watch your tone. There's also, when we're dealing with Aries, when we're dealing with any fire sign, there is an element of competition. And so there could be some like competitive shit, something that like brings out your competitive spirit. It can be kind of like, you know, like, what do they have on me? How could this compare to what we, you know, there could just be some stuff around like competition, stuff that needs to be initiated, pioneering a new cycle in love. But it's like we gotta reverse. We gotta reverse. It's like we gotta like step back into the past. There could be some stuff that needs to be revisited that happened in January, especially when Venus retrogrades back into Pisces. Be sure to watch that Aries season astrology video that has all the important astrological transit dates that you need to pay attention to. But I'll put you on game. So on February 4th, Venus went into Aries. On March 1st, Venus went retrograde in Aries. And I feel like there's something about who are you in love? Aries is the sign of I am. There's something about you tending to or acquainting yourself more so with that raw, cut, unfiltered, me, self-oriented side of yourself. Because I say it all the time, there is no healthy we without a healthy me. There is no healthy interdependence without healthy independence. And I feel like you guys are figuring out some core lessons, big lessons around your independence. And is it giving what it's supposed to give? Like, are you presenting the way that you want to? Are you showing up the way that you want to? You know, Aries rules the self-image. And so I feel like there could just be some, that's why I said like maybe a mini identity crisis, where it's just like, do you trust yourself? Do you trust your intuition? Do you trust your instincts? Because if you don't trust you, why should I trust you? Make it make sense. On March 27th, Venus retrogrades back into Pisces. And I do feel like love is getting reimagined. What you believe in is being reimagined. Some of y'all may have had someone on a pedestal that did not earn it or should not be up there. Some of you have had yourself on a pedestal, or have had this like fantasy ideal version of like how it's supposed to be. And I just feel like the belief, the fantasy, the reality, all of it is coming up to be figured out. So it's gonna be a lot. So get comfortable as I clear out any funky ass energy. Welcome in my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2025. I just want you to know there's lots of questioning. There could be lots of just like indecision, which, I mean, you guys aren't necessarily how do I word that? I feel like you guys are okay with indecision. You're okay with taking your time to make a decision. You have a lot of options, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I feel like more options are coming in, but there could be some stuff that's like, oop, don't want that. No, I'm good on this. And that, even if you're in a relationship, I feel like there could just be some stuff around like resetting the standard, or like establishing something new. It's like, I just feel like there's lots to be figured out. I don't know. I'm a Libra rising, so I'm lost in the sauce with you, bitch. Honestly, like, we're just going to, okay. That's the thing. I feel like there's something about your level of comfortability with uncertainty. It's time to get comfortable with the unknown. That's where faith kicks in. And that's all Pisces. And for your ruling planet to retrograde back into Pisces, there's something there going on with like your faith and what you believe in, what you believe you're capable of having, what your standard is, what you're attracting towards you, what you're trying to materialize in your life. You know, what kind of connection with yourself are you trying to have? What kind of connection you have with yourself is going to be very indicative of what kind of relationships you deepen or exit or welcome in, you know. And so it's a lot. I'm not gonna try to like word it. I'm just ready to receive the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2025. Deep breaths. That's the thing. I feel like some of us have been trying to be nice or trying to be palatable, or you're rebelling against the people pleasing that you've done in the past, or you're trying to really stand up for yourself. And is it getting you where you want to go? I'm not encouraging people pleasing on any level, like ill, gross, no, never. But are you sending the messages that you want to send with this rebellion, or with this? Are you getting what it is that you actually want out of this? That's the thing. You need to be really like present and with yourself and honest. Like, am I taking this where I want it to go? Am I allowing something I shouldn't be allowing? Am I damaging something that shouldn't be damaged. Like there's just lots of reevaluation, babe. So for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2025. I feel like I knocked that out. It was the Seven of Swords. And I do, and that didn't, I feel like I kind of knocked that out, but maybe I just don't want that to be the first card. I mean, the Seven of Swords is betrayal. It can be like, hey, it's time, there's a change in the realm of the mind. It's time to transmute those betrayals into breakthroughs. Feeling taken advantage of, feeling stolen from, indecision. It didn't feel like that was it. I feel like I flipped that. I don't know. And that could be a word right there. Is there something that you're trying not to see? Is there something that you're like lying your way through? Is there something that feels like a betrayal, or something that feels like a wound, or a change of mind, a change of heart, and you're like trying to slip that under the rug, or not, or we'll deal with that later, you know? Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2025. Are you cherry picking? All right. First thing to be clarified on the selenite throne for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2025. What's going on with your intuition? What's going on with your relationship to your spirit? Are you keeping secrets? Are you hiding things? 11:11 on the clock, I just saw. What is your relationship to your spirituality? What is your relationship to, like, where is it at right now? There's something about understanding your darkness holds up the light, holds up the ceiling just as much as your light does, you know? And there's something very interesting going on about, like, you may be in Aries season really keeping your cards close to your chest. There could be secret lovers. And if there are secrets, what I will say when it comes to Aries season, what's done in the dark comes to light. The sun, which reveals and illuminates, the sun is exalted in Aries. And so if there's some shady shit you got going on, or if you're someone's secret, that shit's gonna come out. That shit will be revealed. There may be somebody that's very spiritual around you, or that is very spiritual, that's important to you. It's really important to get in tune with your divine feminine energy, regardless of your genitalia. It's really, really important to get receptive, and to be like hearing with your spiritual ears, seeing with your spiritual eyes. I feel like some of you are getting introduced to spirituality, or a different level of spirituality. You need to be making spiritual decisions in Aries season, not logical ones, babe. You know, the High Priestess is a 2. 2s are choices. And I just feel like slow down. Say less, observe more. You need to feel and intuit the resolution to your obstacles versus just being all head or just being all heart. Can you access your logic and your intuition before you make a decision? I feel like Aries season may be quite emotional, especially the beginning can be quite emotional. I also just heard, I knew it. Some of you just like, I'm saying, I'm just letting you know, if there's any fuckery going on, you will be found out. Some of you have been sensing that there is something going on. It doesn't have to be, it may be with your mother, a spiritual person, just something that you've been like trying to like suss out. I also feel like there could be something like spend more time with your mother, call your mother more, for those of you that can. I feel like for those of you whose mother has transitioned or passed on, she is very much so around you, very much involved, very much so guiding you. So don't think that you're disconnected. All right, the cards are being real reticent with you. For Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's funny, I just heard like slow down. Breathe, slow down. I'm just gonna shuffle at a natural pace. What comes out, comes out. Just breathe. Stuff, it's weird. It's like why are no cards coming out? The Queen of Swords, yeah, there's you. Slow down. Access your logic and your intuition before you make a decision. I would say access your intuition first and then see how it logically makes sense. I feel like it's time to get really masterful in your communication and your thought process. It's time to be direct, to be honest, to tell it like it is. I told you there's going to be lots of assertion sprinkled all over this season for you. And hydrate. It's time to be honest. Is there stuff going on with anxiety or depression or sadness or whatever confusion is lingering around you? You need to use your words. It's time to have these clarifying conversations. It's time to ask the questions. It's time to say what it is. There may be someone with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Cancer placements that's very much so telling it like it is, being kind of plain, maybe even being a little cold or sterile. Like, what's going on with your sense of duty? What's going on with your sense of obligations? You know, the Queen of Swords, she is the embodiment of the process of like our deepest sorrows and the hardest life lessons, and she transmutes those into wisdom. She is the embodiment of that transmutation process. Turning the trauma into triumph, turning the wounds into wisdom, the pain into power. Excuse me. And I feel like you're used to doing that logically. And this season, you're going to be doing it in like, it's an introspective, internal, spiritual process. Give people your truth. Say what needs to be said. Show up authentically. Authenticity vibrates at is the highest frequency. Authenticity, then love. Why are the cards being so reticent? What is happening? Maybe you are feeling really reticent. Maybe you are tiptoeing, you know, like there could just be a fear of knowing or a fear of, you know, you're not going at the normal speed that you have, you know, or normally, or that you're used to. Things are slowing down. And I think things are slowing down so you can really, really see the truth, so you can receive the truth. Whoever gives you their truth, like when people show you who they are, believe them. The Three of Wands at the center of the reading. Some of you, it's like what you've set in motion is coming back to you. I told you what's done in the dark comes to light. You reap what you sow. What do you need to turn your back on? There could be something here about merging your passion with your practicality. I feel like you need to be really talking to yourself a lot, visualizing what your future looks like, like what's going on with the future. There could be someone with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements that you need to have important conversations with, or that you're needing to collaborate with. This Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius may be like wanting to know more about the future, or they could be turning their back. There could be someone that I feel like is done, or is going in a different direction, or is like collaborating with someone else, or focused on their future. The fire sign is focused on their future. For the high priestess to come out first, I feel like Aries season is really going to be introspective and quiet. There's something about like say less, observe more. But it's like observe yourself. Are you wearing a mask? Are you being like, what do you really want? Are you really sharing who you actually are? I feel like some of you, it's just like you're hungry for intimacy with yourself. Are you giving yourself that intimacy? Some of you may say something and it makes somebody go in a different direction. And I don't want to say that to like have you mince your words, but I feel like some of you like, just be honest. Just say what it is. Just, express yourself authentically, clearly. Tell it like it is. But I feel like there's something here about like creating a plan for the future. Like let's really think about, talk about, communicate. What does the future look like? What are we setting in motion? And do we want to yield a return from what we've set in motion, from what has been initiated? These retrogrades are really going to like force you to think about, what do you want in the future? Who do you want in the future? What do you want the future to look like? How do you want it to feel? And then the card of the future comes out. The Star. It will require intimacy. It will require vulnerability. It will require nakedness. It will require transparency. There may be somebody with Aquarius placements playing a big role. I feel like Aries season is going to have you dreaming bigger, baby. And not only dreaming, are you dreaming bigger? The divine is guiding you. You are being guided, but you got to surrender to the guidance that you're being given. I feel like the divine is really trying to pour into you, or this Aquarius is really trying to pour into you, or there's someone that like feels like a star to you, or some connection that's just like, this is, I want this, or I'm aspiring to this. This is inspirational to me. I want to aspire to have this. Some of you, this is a big time of healing. I also feel like you are so much closer to your dream than you realize. Magic is all around you, and you need to understand how important your words are. That's what this is. That's why the Queen of Swords is out, because words are spells. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. 22:22 on the clock. You have to get masterful with telling the universe what it is that you want. Okay, the issue is some of you, your actions are conflictual to what you're saying that you actually want. Your decisions are conflictual to what you're telling the divine that you want, or to what you're telling these certain people that you want. Final card, final message, please, for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2025. I feel like this is a season of being generous. Be generous with your honesty. Be generous with compliments. Be generous with kindness. Be generous with your money. Be generous with your energy. And dream bigger, bitch. It's time to let yourself dream. It's time to, like, you need to be aspiring. And I think that's why you're being slowed down, and why these retrogrades are happening. Venus is retrograding so close to Mercury. Mercury and Venus are like hanging out together. So there may be somebody with Gemini or Virgo placements playing a big role or influencing you in some sort of way. There's a lot of blue out here. So I feel like this has a lot to do with your subconscious mind or the rewiring of your subconscious mind in some sort of way. But I feel like there may be somebody with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements that's going to provide a lot of support, or a sturdy, like, who is the Rock? Who do you want to be the, not Dwayne the Rock Johnson, but like, I feel like there's some people in your life who are like bedrock, you know, people who are really fucking solid, who are there to support you. There may be someone with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements that's really causing some ripples in your life or is making you think on a different level. Someone really pouring into you. I also feel like Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you want somebody who pours into you properly. You want that nakedness, that intimacy, that transparency. You want to pour into someone. You want someone to pour into you. And you're being guided to it. It's closer than you realize. And this whole, like, there's a return on your investment, but it's just like, I feel like the return is even bigger than what your investment was. Some of you, like Aries season, you need to be dreaming. You need to get clear about what you hope for, what you wish for, and the company that you keep. Because if everybody wants to just party and bullshit and you got shit to accomplish, baby, that's not aligned. Every card out here is solitary. So I do feel like it's something there around me, like learning how to put your oxygen mask on first. There's something about like quality time with yourself. There's something about also understanding, like, are you isolating yourself? Are you satisfied in your solitude? Wherever you are on that spectrum, I just think it's really, really important to like get clear about who you're surrounding yourself with, who you're being influenced by, who you're sleeping with, who are you in exchanging life force energy with, because that's all your sexual energy is your life force. And so you need to make sure you're exchanging it with somebody who respects it, knows what to do with it, cherishes it, doesn't make you regret it. Final card, final message, please. I keep seeing the Nine of Pentacles. And so I've seen the Nine of Pentacles flash out like 4 or 5 times. So I do feel like there's something about financial stability, financial freedom. That Three of Wands says like what you've been putting in motion is coming back to you. This is so interesting. It feels quiet. Are you feeling like disconnected from yourself? Are you feeling disconnected from spirit? Y'all see me shuffling the hell out of these cards. My arms are damn near tired. Final card, my final message, please. For Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2025. It feels like so much is still up in the air. And I feel like it's because you have way more power than you're giving yourself credit for. So much to be decided. And these decisions need to come from your spirit, not your emotions. Lovers. With the Eight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Some of you, there's a new relationship coming in. Some of you, the relationship that you're in is going to the next level. There's like a merging. There's like a falling in love with life again, falling in love with this person again. There may be somebody with Gemini, Virgo, or Leo placements playing a big role. There's also something about like understanding your relationship with your spirit, your relationship with the God of your understanding. That's the first marriage. Don't be afraid to try again. Be sure to check out that Aries season astrology video. That has all the important astrological dates. I'm very excited to clarify this over on Patreon, patreon.com/JustJEverything. Over there, we're going to clarify all these cards. There's all kinds of astrological content. There's a tier for daily readings. Come join my ethical cult, darling. Yes, please. For free shit though, check out my Instasham at JustJ_everything. TikTok is at JustJEverything. And for other dope shit that I do, my website, JustJEverything.com. Over there you can book a personal reading with me as well. All the links are in the description box below. There are 3 major arcana out. This is going to be an important season for you in your life. And the major arcanas are like, you know, cosmic. For sometimes they're cosmic rerouting. Sometimes it's like this cosmic like road sign, you know, and the road sign has a lot to do with your decision-making skills, where you're making decisions from. With the star coming out, it's like there's rerouting or reevaluation around guidance and hope and faith and your wishes and surrender and healing. I feel like there's lots of healing in relationships. There's lots of healing in the future. There's also this wish fulfillment thing that's happening. There's expansion in love, expansion and union, and like big realizations around relationships. But the Lovers is not exclusive to romantic love. You know, I do feel like this is like merging with someone that you love, merging with like, but it also could be like merging with a passion project, a crossroads with a friend. There could just be some profound healing that's coming in that's leading you to a crossroads or leading you to making a major decision or understanding that you need to make a decision. And that can be hard for you guys. You know, some of you, there's like, do I want to try this again? What do I need to put my head down and like nose to the grindstone about? Every time you try, you get better. Every time that you produce, you get better. I feel like there's something about turning your back on the bullshit and moving forward. And I feel like things are going to be coming in that are really going to be, it's like celebratory energy wants to come in. But there's also a lot of facing your fears. There's also a lot of facing your shadow. This also could be something going on about like time management, money management. I feel like there's a whole new cycle around your self-love, your self-worth, a new cycle around how you relate to your body, a new cycle around how much money you make, where money and like work and like your soul's work, your life's work is taking you to, progressing you to. Honey, there's a lot going on. Sorry, I'm just looking at the plunge. I'm looking underneath and looking at these cords. I feel speechless, honestly. Like, I just don't know. I like, for first time in my life, like, you know, I just feel like I don't know what to say about this. It could go in so many different directions. The person with the spiritual leader, the Cancer person with Cancer placements has some shit to say that's going to alter the future. Or you have some stuff to say to this person that you know is going to change the direction. And I feel like it's actually positive. Either way, what's that line like? basically, I'd rather the truth than a lie. You know, like, tell, you know, the devastating truth versus giving someone a comfortable lie. Something like that. The person, this other person with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements, I feel like they want to talk about the future. They have things that they need to say. You need to get good at listening. You need to make sure that you're listening to yourself and listening to other people. This person with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements may be going in a different direction or turning their back. You're turning, I say a lot of you, but flip it. You're turning their back, your back on them. They're turning their back on you. Actually, I think it's the fire sign that's actually like going in a different direction, or they have a different perspective of the future, possibly. Like, you know, take what resonates. Eat the meat, leave the bones. That person with Aquarius placement. Oh, I also just noticed this. Look at all this nudity. There's something here about, like, the closer you get to Taurus season, you're going to have to come clean. You're going to have... Ooh. Ooh. You're going to have to tell the truth, or you're going to have to be like, we got to work on transparency. Like, there's something about understanding the difference between honesty and transparency. Honesty is when I answer whatever question you give me. Transparency is me giving you all the information up front so you don't have any questions to ask me. You know? For example, who was at dinner? And you say, I was at dinner, you know, who, and you answer honestly, versus, hey babe, I'm going to dinner with such and such and such and such and such, and this, and then we're going to do this, and then we're planning on, you know, there's a difference between honesty and transparency. And with all this nakedness coming out, I just feel like your relationship to intimacy is changing. And I do think it's beneficial. However this unfolds, I think there's like lots of healing power that comes from transparency, from vulnerability. The closer you get to Taurus season, the more vulnerable you're going to be and need to be. And I feel like, excuse me, a lot of us are getting like stripped. It's like this vulnerability is being, like, we are being stripped, or you may feel bare or feel vulnerable or feel exposed or feel naked. And I feel like that's where the real work begins. That's where the real magic happens. But the big thing here is, I feel like there's something also about knowing your role, understanding like the hierarchy of things. There's a shift or a reprioritization of your time, your energy, your money. And I feel like some of you are starting to understand that, like, you had to do the self-work first so that you can properly prioritize the other. You are the sign of the other, and you're so used to putting the other party first, you know? And there's just a switch up here. I don't even know how to say, I can't even articulate it. It's just like, and I think that's what's going on for you guys. Like, there's just something here around, like, I don't know what's going on. It's a lot. I'll just say, tell the truth, shame the devil. I'll see you over on Patreon. I want to clarify these cards. Come on, let's get into it. The full version of the video, go to Patreon.